Hello everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you all enjoyed a great Thanksgiving. My name is Chef Rob and my son Chris is here. And I hope we have a lot of people out there. You have questions, comments, please put them in there. We're doing our third cookie festival. Wow, time goes by. So we have the first one that we're doing is a Gooey chocolate mini cookie. And then we're going to move on to a spiced eggnog rum cookie, which is really, really good. And then Thumbprint jam cookies. So let's get started on the Gooey chocolate mini cookies, okay? Even though it says mini, you can make them whatever size you want, okay? So we're going to start with a micro-safe bowl. We're going to take 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And I'm just going to drop this right in here. Now I want some unsweetened chocolate. It could be chopped, you could buy the chips. That is exactly what I did. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that right in here with the butter. And then I'm also using 2 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay, so I am going to put this in the microwave, about 75% power, just for about 2 minutes, maybe a little less. I just want to get it to where it mixes up. 2 ounces is approximately a 1/3 cup of chocolate chips. Okay, go ahead, Chris. I'm gonna put this in the microwave.
The Long Branch Library said, "Hi, Chef Rob and Chris from Lisa Kelly at the Long Branch Public Library at the Jersey Shore." Hello.
Hello, Lisa. How are you? And I know the Jersey Shore isn't right now really great, but like coming soon, right? A few months, right? Go on that boardwalk, and it's really nice down there. I love Long Branch. So good.
Elisa said, "Hi, Chef Rob and Chris from Elisa Schwartz in Western Michigan. Merry Christmas."
Hi, Elisa. How are you?
And
Merry Christmas.
Marcia said, "Hello, Chris and Chef Rob from Marcia at Seaford."
Marcia,
Hello.
how are you? I hope you enjoyed our class the other day. So I'm just going to check this. I am just by the microwave, so I just want to get it to where it will start to soften. And here it is. So you just want to get the butter, the chocolate, and just mix this up just like this. Okay?
The Monmouth County Library said, "Hello, Chef Rob and Chris. So happy to be with you for our 3rd cookie festival."
Yes.
Hello.
Good to be with you. How are you? Okay, just mixing this right here. So it got nice and soft pretty quick. Everybody's microwave is a little different, so just get it to where you're able to work with it. Okay? We're going to take this burner right here. I got a little portable burner, but use your stovetop. And I am just going to put this chocolate right in this bowl right here. Okay, pour this in here.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Chris.
Deb from Allentown, Pennsylvania says hello. Hello.
Hello, Deb. How are you?
And Elisa said, "The North Shore Library told me the recipes for today are on your Facebook page. Is that correct?" Yes, we posted them this morning. They are on there.
Yep. And then everybody try to go to all the different libraries that are on there. They have the recipes. We only put them on ours at the last minute, so this way you go to the library, because that's what it's all about, going to the library. Let me also add in here 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Okay, so these are 1/4 cups, so I'm going to be adding 3. Go ahead, Chris.
The Otis Library said they're happy to be with you today.
Thank you so much. Is that Kathy?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say. And also, Aunt Prudy says, "Hi, Chef Rob and Chris. Merry Christmas." Hello.
Merry Christmas, Aunt Prudy. And a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, light or dark. I prefer the light with this. It's just a little bit less molasses. So we're just going to add that right in here. And we're also going to put in some pure vanilla extract. So about a 1/2 teaspoon of the vanilla extract.
She said, "Yes, that's me."
How are you? A long time ago we did that class. I remember.
And then the Monmouth County Library said, "Going to the library, maybe baking at the library."
Ah, that's great. So everybody, we have our chocolate. We have our butter. We have the brown sugar, the white sugar, and the vanilla in here. And we're just going to mix this up just until it melts really well. I took out some eggs about an hour ago. Got them room temperature, because anything room temperature when you're baking will incorporate a lot better So it's baking season, right? So these are 3 different holiday cookies that you can make with your friends, family. So please make these. I do some of these at the libraries in person, so it's great to do that. I love doing that. Okay, so now I am also going to add in here 2 large eggs, okay? And then I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of buttermilk. Okay.
Robert says, looking good.
Thank you, Robert. Robert, where are you from? And let's put in the buttermilk. So 1 tablespoon of buttermilk. And there's so many different uses for buttermilk, so don't let a little container say, I'm not going to buy it, I'm going to use something else. Please use the buttermilk for this recipe. Okay, so let's just mix this in really well. Okay, once this is nice and combined, we are going to stop. Actually, I'm going to use the wooden spoon. So there's a lot of little steps to this cookie recipe. The other's a little bit easier. So I said, let me do the hard one first. So we're just getting this, see where this is all nice and combined? Just beat it really vigorously, okay? And it should have a little glossy look to it.
He said he works at the Amityville Public Library, but he lives in East Northport.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you are, Robert. Yes. Okay, so here it is, nice and glossy. Let's just pull this off, okay, because I don't want to start cooking the eggs. So I'm just going to put that into another bowl. Now we're going to take our dry ingredients, okay? So I just want a 1/2 cup of the all-purpose flour.
Yes, he said you guys met a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, dropping off some kits, I believe. No, we did the class. That was on your budget vote. And I heard it went really well, so I was really happy. And then a 1/4 cup of the cocoa powder. Okay.
Fran said, if I don't have buttermilk, can I use regular milk or almond milk?
It will change it, okay? But sometimes people have to do things for a health reason. And then you just know it comes out a little bit different. But buttermilk will make it really better. 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. On the recipe it says a cup, and then it says a teaspoon. So it is a 1/4 teaspoon. So please note that. And we're just going to mix all these dry ingredients in here. And then we're just going to take the dry ingredients, add them into the wet just until they are combined. Okay. Does anybody remember some of the first recipes we did out there? I actually had somebody get in touch with me the other day for the bakery style sugar cookie that we did in our first food festival. So just take these dry ingredients.
Susan asks,
add
what
them
other
in here.
what other cookie recipes of yours use buttermilk?
Not too many, Susan. I really don't have a lot of different cookies that use buttermilk in it. I usually, for scones, for the Irish soda bread, muffins, I have some that I use buttermilk into.
Use it for pancakes?
Yeah, I always tell everybody, if you have extra pancakes, soak some chicken in there, because the chicken will just kind of make it nice and tender. Okay. So we're just going to get this all combined. I'm going to add in the remaining chocolate chips, which is 2 ounces, about 1/3 cup. Add that right in here. And then we're just going to wrap this up, put on a little plastic, put it in the refrigerator, and it's going to get nice and solid. Don't worry, you don't have to wait another hour after we do all these 3. I have a batch already done for you to show.
The Long Branch Library asks, what about making buttermilk with regular milk and vinegar?
I'm not a fan of that. Does it create buttermilk? It absolutely does, but you will not get that real nice richness of buttermilk. There is only one. There's buttermilk at all the supermarkets, and they're the reduced fat one. That is very good. It's good to use for the Irish soda bread, good to use in here, but there is only one true buttermilk, and it is on the Northeast, and it's from Maine, and a lot of supermarkets do carry it, and it's called Kate's Buttermilk. Okay, so look that up. Comes in a really nice, like, yellowish bottle, but it's really good for the Irish soda bread. Okay, So this is all combined here. I am just gonna knock that off here. I'm gonna wrap this and put this in the fridge until it's nice and solid. So now, boy, an hour goes by quick, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Huh? So here we go. This is the way it should look. It should be very thick, very fudgy. So if you're looking in there and say, where did all that batter go? Well, I left some batter here, and then I also made some cookies so you could see every step that we are doing. Okay. So it will get really thick. See how this is? I couldn't do that before. So you're going to roll these as big or as small as you want, okay? Typically, you should get about 30 cookies. Roll them just like this. Okay, I'm just going to put some right on the side right here. I'm using gloves because I don't have a sink right behind me. See, our house came without a sink, and we never had time to put one in. No, I'm only kidding. I'm in the dining room. So everybody, if you are looking for other different recipes, check out my Facebook page, which is Simply Creative Chef Rob. Sometimes we do the Facebook Lives, we'll do Zoom, have a lot of YouTube videos out there. I think Chris and I counted one day, and it was over 250. And we're still doing those. We're still doing the YouTube videos. What did we film the other day, Chris? Do you remember?
The garlic knots?
Garlic knots. New York style garlic knots. So in January, I will have it out there. So check some of the libraries that are on there. They have a lot of our videos. Okay, so I'm not going to roll them all, but I'm going to show you exactly the way they should look. Okay.
The Monmouth County Library asks, how can we keep brown sugar soft?
Brown sugar soft. Keep it in a Ziploc bag. And if you put it in the refrigerator, like on the door, that will keep it very soft. It'll keep soft for a year. Okay. Just make sure you don't store it next to garlic or onions because it will get through to it. Also, they sell those little discs. There's a little disc that kind of keeps it nice and soft, so you could do it that way too. If you look on the line, you'll see them. Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
The Monmouth County Library said, Chris is fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So let's take some of the cocoa powder and some of the powdered sugar. And you want to use a pan that has parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Again, I am just making a few of these because you get the idea what to do. Okay. So we have these little cookie balls right here. Roll these first into the powdered sugar, okay? And then you're gonna roll them into cocoa powder. Now, cocoa powder can be a little bit strong for some people, and so it has a little bit of a bitterness to it. So you can change the chocolate that you are adding to it, okay? You can lightly dust it with the cocoa powder if you don't like that strong, bitter taste, okay? Powdered sugar into the cocoa powder, shake it off, and just spread them out. Go ahead, Chris.
Margaret said, just put a piece of bread in the brown sugar bag. It will soften up a fourth of a piece.
Just like the cookies, if you put a piece of bread into a cookie bag that have really hard cookies, the cookies will turn nice and soft.
And Melanie said, I just saw that brown sugar disc at the Container Store last night.
They work great. Okay, so I'm just, again, doing a couple of these, and I'm going to show you the way they look. You would want to have your oven turned on to 350, and they're only going to take about 10 to 12 minutes. They're going to come out really fudgy, really gooey, really good. They freeze excellent. But you do want to kind of bake them the same day, maybe the next day, but then that is it, okay? So these would be ready to go right into the oven, just like this, okay? And I am going to show you the finished product.
The Monmouth County Library said, great tips as always.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So everybody, this is the way the cookies will look when they come out. So I'm just kind of showing you how soft they are, okay? Almost looks like a crinkle type of cookie. Okay, and again, you'll get about 30 cookies. If you roll them the size I did, you're getting right around the 30 cookies too. Good.
Emily said I almost forgot, but she's here.
Oh, Emily, better late than never, right? Emily, and it's Emily Stores?
Profeta.
Emily Profeta, how are you? I hope you and the family are good. All right, so that is our Gooey Chocolatey mini cookies. You'll get 30. Bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes. Let them cool for about 5 minutes on the baking sheets because they're going to continue to cool. And then just put them on a rack just to really cool completely. Okay? Try this out. I hope you enjoy this and you will like this.
The Otis Library said those look delicious.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me know if you make some of them. Would love to hear from you. All right, let's slide over and we have the spiced eggnog rum cookies. Okay, you could make up to 2 dozen with this. So, as you do these programs, you say, do it this way, do it this way, you know, to make it a little bit better. So I said, my next recipe after this one, you have to beat the butter and sugar for 5 minutes. So what do? You don't want to watch me beat it. So I took the butter and the sugar and I put it in here. So you want to take room temperature butter. Your thumb should be able to make an indent into it. Okay, see how I just did that? Okay, that's room temperature. Take that, 6 tablespoons, so not the full stick. So 6 tablespoons plus a half cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons. It matters to add that extra 2 tablespoons. You want to beat this until it is really nice and light and fluffy. Okay. Now I have some eggnog. Perfect time of the year for a little bit of eggnog. So I'm just going to beat this. This again here is the 6 tablespoons of softened butter and a half cup of sugar with 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I like to do it in a nice deep bowl because when you start out, the sugar and the butter can start flying out and then you are missing a few things, ingredients from your recipe, and it can really affect the whole recipe. Okay? Now this one, you would have the dough sit in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. You just want it to get it nice and firm. And then you're going to bake them at a 375 temperature. And they only take about 8 to 10 minutes. You bake them until the edges begin to brown just slightly. Okay?
The Cutchogue Library X, do you use sweet or salty butter? Does it matter?
I use unsalted butter because you are starting with no salt in your recipe. And then each stick of butter has a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. So if you only have salted butter, just take out the salt that you were going to put in the recipe, because that's a 1/4 teaspoon as well too. Okay. All right. So we have our butter and sugar mixture all combined here. It's going to take 1 room temperature egg. Just drop that right in here. Now some rum extract. The rum extract, 1 teaspoon, could be strong. Now, as far as alcohol in here, it can be very high in alcohol. So if you're using the imitation, it does not have any alcohol in there. If you're using the pure, it has a high amount of alcohol. Okay, so 1 teaspoon rum extract.
The Lone Branch Library said that's a really good tip to know about the salted butter.
Oh, thanks so much. Okay, and now a little bit of the eggnog. So 3 tablespoons of eggnog. So you can see how rich it is, and it really is perfect for this type of cookie. A couple of years back, right before the pandemic, I did in the libraries, I did a stuffed eggnog muffin with whole cranberries inside there, like the Ocean Spray cranberry jelly right inside there. So it was almost like a jelly donut, but an eggnog muffin with it in there.
Robin,
So
sorry.
I'm just going to take this and just beat it until it's combined. Go ahead.
Robin said, Merry Christmas, Chef Rob. Missing you at the library, but nice to see you online.
Is that Robin from Florida?
Not sure.
Robin, where are you from? Always like to hear where everybody's from. Love to hear that.
And Robert said, I always heard that alcohol burns off when you cook or bake. Is that true?
Yes, it will. But like I am doing a glaze on here later, and it's going to have the rum extract in it, so that won't burn off. Okay, so just so you know that.
And Robin's from Smithtown.
Smithtown, okay.
Oh, I smell it.
I think I know who Robin is. How are the grandkids, Robin? I think I'm right. So let's leave this right here. We're gonna take 1 3/4 cups of flour, and we're just gonna add this into a separate bowl. Okay, so I have 1 cup right here. And what you do is just kind of spoon the flour in and then just kind of level it off. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup now. And then 1/4 cup. So 1 3/4 cups of the all-purpose flour. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder will make it rise nicely. And then we're gonna add in some salt, about 1/8 teaspoon, okay? So just needs a little bit. The salt just brings out all these different spices right here. And then I'm gonna take some cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg.
Melanie asks, what can we substitute for the rum?
For the rum, you could always do an almond extract. If almond extract in this would be great. Vanilla extract, of course. A little bit of the ginger and a little bit of the allspice. All about 1/8 teaspoon. Okay, so we're just going to take these ingredients here. We're going to mix these all together. And then we're going to gradually beat this right into the creamed mixture. Okay.
The Long Branch Library asks, could I substitute real rum for the rum extract?
You could, but I actually feel with the extract, it just has a more intense rum flavor. So if you want that, I would do that. I think the regular rum could just be very strong, but you know what? It could just be party night, right? And a lot of extra rum in there. So I'm gonna add this flour mixture in here. Just gradually add this in here. You don't want to overmix batter, and that's with muffins, scones, cookies, breads, because it will toughen the batter and it will give you a whole different texture. So as soon as you see the flour gone, you want to stop, okay? So it's going to become like a crumbly mixture, okay? So you can then go in with your hands and it's just going to kind of all come together. Looks like a nice bakery style crumb topping. Okay, so that's all together. Hit that off.
Robin said they're both doing very well. Thanks for asking. They've gotten so big. Andrew's a junior in high school and driving now.
Oh my God. Are you coming to see me at your library soon, the Wisconsin one? Gonna be there in about 2 weeks. Doing a cinnamon swirl chocolate chip bread. I haven't seen you in a while. So let's just take this dough right here, just like this. And you make this into discs, okay? So you're gonna take this and roll it into about 2 discs. You wanna cover this and refrigerate this until it's really firm for about 30 minutes. So I am just gonna get a plate, put this on a plate, put it into discs, put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for about a half hour. I'm gonna get the disc that's already in there. Okay, so let me slide this over here. You're gonna take the dough, divide it, and then just kind of form it until it's about a 1/4 inch thick, okay? And then seal it up really good. Put it in the refrigerator until it's really nice and firm, okay?
Robin said, I'll look for the date at the library and hope to be there with Allison too.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Okay, take this, just cover this really tightly, and put it in the refrigerator. Now, this is after 30 minutes. You can see, really, really solid. So we're just going to take a little bit of flour, just kind of dust your work surface, whatever you may be using. And then I'm just going to turn that over. I just want to kind of lightly dust this. I love this little rolling pin. I used a lot of these at the libraries when I did a pierogi class. We stuffed them with potato and cheddar, and then we did sauerkraut and mushroom. That was many years ago. So we want to take this and just kind of roll this out. And then we're going to have parchment paper or the silicone baking mats on our baking pans ready to go. Okay, this will make about 2 dozen cookies. Okay, I did make some of the cookies, so you're going to see me just make a few right now. I think it's always great to use eggnog this time of the year with the cookies and baking. Okay, so get it just like that. Any type of cookie cutter will do. Okay. I made a snowman one earlier, Chris. Did you see it?
No.
No? All right. So I'm doing a star right here. And then just kind of press it right into the dough. And I'm just going to get my pan with the parchment paper and pop these on there. Actually, I'll use the silicone baking mat. And they don't spread terribly, so you can get a lot of them on a pan. Typically, when you have 2 pans of cookies in the oven, halfway through, just rotate the pan so the tops and the bottoms come out really even, okay? So I'm just going to do some more right here using the star. If anybody's got any questions or comments, let me know. So I have on the recipe 3 1/4 inch star-shaped cookie cutter, but of course, whatever size you want to use. You want to make some big ones, you make big ones. Small ones, you make small ones. Okay. And check out my Facebook page because this week I do have a Zoom class coming up, okay? So if anybody wants to see a Tuscan chicken stew and lemon blizzard cookies, I promise you the lemon blizzard cookies you will absolutely love. Kind of made that sound like it's better than the chicken stew. What do you like? Yeah, Chris, I think you're the lemon blizzard guy, right?
I think so.
Okay, and then when you have the dough left over, you just re-roll it and get more cookies out of this, of course. Just place them maybe about 1 inch apart. That's really all you need to do. Again, 8 to 10 minutes. Get the edges just a little bit brown. And then just cool them for about 1 minute and put them on a wire rack. So when these come out of the oven, we're going to make a glaze. Or when they're in the oven, we'll make a glaze. And then we will decorate them. This is a really easy dough to work with. So I'm just going to roll these here. So we have been doing this it was 2 years in November that we started doing the food festival. So we had so much fun. We hope everybody enjoyed it throughout the pandemic. And all you people that always watch me, it's just wonderful. And we're just so much in the libraries now, so but we get to see so many different people. We're pretty much back at all the Long Island libraries because that's where I'm from. But you never know. We have some libraries out there from out of state that we maybe someday, and I know a few of you know who I'm talking about, we can maybe make it happen someday. I think it'd be fun.
Fran said, please keep doing online programs.
I know, Fran. We will certainly try our best. And, there'll be certain times where maybe the library switches. Maybe we have a snowstorm and it becomes into a virtual class. So there's a lot of different ways we can do this now. Okay, so this dough here, you just re-roll it and you make some more cookies. Okay, so these can go straight in the oven. okay, because they already cooled in the fridge for about a half hour. Let me just move these over here, and I'm going to make the glaze, and I'm going to show you the cookies that I made. Go ahead, Chris.
Elisa said, when you put the dough in the fridge, you transferred it from the mixing bowl to a plate. I'm curious to know why you didn't just cover the mixing bowl and leave the dough in the bowl, then put the bowl in the fridge.
Well, I wanted to make that disc, Elise. So if I make the disc, it just kind of forms up against the side of the bowls like this. So I find it easier just to put it on the plate. If I just drop dough right in here and it gets really solid, I can't roll it and form it the way I really want to do it. So that's the reason for that.
Fran said it was the only good thing to come out of the pandemic.
Oh, thank you.
Monmouth County Library said, we are so grateful for your programs and the joy of cooking and baking you brought to our patrons.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So everybody, I am going to make this glaze now, which is very simple, but let me show you the cookies when they come out of the oven. See how they have that, just that little slight golden edge? That is exactly what you want, okay? And here's my little snowman guy, okay? Is that yours, Chris?
It'll be mine, yeah.
Okay, so made a bunch of them, and you will get close to 30. So just to make this glaze, you're going to take 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, the confectioner's sugar. So a half cup, another half cup, and the remaining half.
Elisa said, I second Fran, as I cannot get to your in-person programs now that I'm in Michigan.
I know. Can't you fly back every once in a while from Michigan?
And the Monmouth County Library said, LOL, mine never look like that.
Maybe they will. They may get there. So I am going to add in some eggnog, okay? So it's a half cup less 3 tablespoons, okay? So the complete recipe calls for about a half of a cup, okay? So I have this right here. I'm going to put in a half a teaspoon of the rum extract, okay? So this is 1 teaspoon, so I'm just putting in half of this. And then I am going to slowly add in the eggnog, because if you put too much in there, then you got to make more powdered sugar, put powdered sugar in here to make more glaze, and then you may have too much glaze, and we don't want to waste food.
Deborah,
I'm just going to whisk this really good, get that right consistency. Go ahead, Chris.
Deborah said, will any future library programs be on Facebook Live? I'm not local to your library.
On Facebook Live, at times we have some libraries that do it on Facebook and Zoom. They do like a combination. How they do it, I am not really sure. I'm actually just adding just a touch more powdered sugar.
But what was the library we did the other day?
The Comsawag Library.
Which you should be able to get that on there.
Yeah.
Plus, also, you can go back to, if you just found us a few months ago or a year ago, you can always go back on our page and find all of our Facebook Live videos from starting April to May of 2020. And we kept every single one on there.
And it's very easy to check out the YouTube videos. And we have some libraries out there that do our YouTube videos and that are going to be possibly doing it in the future.
Elisa said, yes, I am on Long Island 3 or 4 times a year, but I haven't been there when you've done a program at the Port Jeff Library. I was just there for several days after Thanksgiving.
Elise, Port Jeff Library, Monday, I'm going to be there. Can you get a flight tomorrow? There was 4 spots left, I saw.
Robin said Smithtown Library program is full. And Deborah said, thank you for the info.
Robin, even though it's full, you come, all right? It's on me, okay? I got it. So everybody, just take a little glaze and just kind of put it on here. You want that to be nice and thick, and it will really stay on here really nicely. And then you can use some of like the colored sugar or sprinkles.
Robin said, awesome. Thanks, Chef.
You're so welcome.
Patty said, "Thank you, Rob. I'm new to this. Met you at the Farmingdale Library. I love your classes and recipes."
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'll be at Farmingdale another week and a half. Cinnamon swirl chocolate chip bread I'm making. And anybody that is looking for any of these recipes that we're saying, any of the libraries that I'm saying, just give them a call. They will email them to you. Because they actually, that's what it's about. The library is a place where they want you to go to get all the information, to get the recipes, to go there, watch movies, whatever it may be. Okay? So this is the way you would decorate these. Okay? And then I'm going to slide some of these off because I won't do them all, but I'm going to take some of these rainbow sprinkles here and just put some of these on here for a little color. And of course you could always decorate this just like a regular snowman if you're that creative. See, I have the baking and the cooking down, but decorating, it is not me. My wife and I have been watching these the baking wars lately, and I was never into watching any of the reality baking, anything like that. But you know, I get home at night, so they have some holiday baking ones, and they're kind of fun to watch.
So when are you going to start decorating some cakes and cookies?
Me?
Yeah.
You're better than me, Chris.
I know.
So how about you do one?
This is the most you'll do. Sprinkles.
Chris, do you have, while we are doing this, or any way to find it, a picture of the cake that you made? You made two different cakes. One was a snowman.
I did.
What'd you spend, like 8 hours making it?
Something like that.
It was so beautiful. It was unbelievable. I cannot touch what he did. He had the patience for it.
I made that. It was like a snowman holiday Christmas cake. Then also I've made a 3 level, or what is it called?
Tier?
3-tier cake for my grandparents' 60th anniversary. But I don't have any pictures that I can show on my computer. I don't have my computer here.
So Chris will go, on tour and do some of those decorating classes for you libraries.
So sign up for these 8-hour courses. Yeah.
Well, it's funny when a lot of times when people come into the library, into my class and they're kind of looking like, is this the baking class? They'll be coming down the hall and I'm like, are you looking for that's the 5-hour driving course? They're like, no, I don't want that.
Monmouth County Library said, libraries have booked and online classes on food decorating. Imagine that. Robin said, looks delicious. Long Branch Library said, I think those silver balls would look really, really pretty on those eggnog cookies.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You're so right. So these are the spiced eggnog rum cookies with the glaze. And then this here is the Gooey chocolate mini cookies. And of course you can make them even more minier if you wanted. Because at the holidays, everybody wants to try a little bit of each one.
And we have a question from Susan asking, wait, hold on. We're going over there?
Yeah, we're going over here.
Hold on 1 second. The question was, can you please clarify, will there be future food festivals on Facebook?
Well, I should let Chris
Yeah.
answer that. As of our future going forward, no, there won't be. But, you never know with things, how things go. Look what happened a couple of years ago, and this worked out just wonderful. There's so much that is in person now. I'm so busy on the road. I spend many hours on the road. I think typically I spend about 45,000 miles a year on the road. Yes. And I'm not crazy about that, but when you get there and you meet all the people at the library and the librarians, it's just so wonderful. I work with 93 different libraries in Long Island, and then on Long Island. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. And then out of state, we did like over 150 different libraries from 19 different states, which has been just unbelievable. And I could not have done it without Chris.
That is correct.
Yeah. He will take credit when credit is ever given to him.
Monmouth County Library said, so beautiful, great thanks for sharing. Also, Fran said, I remember seeing that anniversary cake, it was great, thank you. Emily said, hubby getting a knee replacement Wednesday. but she said it all looks great. And Monmouth County Library said happy for you and sad for us.
Thank you.
Tremendously grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I will miss it. Yeah. It was a nice thing. Oh, everybody getting together and just like this, and so yep. Go ahead, Chris.
Melanie X, have you ever been to the Chicago area?
I was at the O'Hare Airport for about 1 hour, and then we took off and kept going. I forget where we were going. It might have been Hawaii, but yeah.
And that was how many years ago?
Oh, that was. Well, I've been to Hawaii 5 times, but Chicago.
And
Airport,
how many times have you brought me?
Brought you. I think we're still up to number 0.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, the last time I was there was my honeymoon, 1994.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily said, I just loved your cooking. Tracy said, hi, Rob. And Monmouth County said, haha.
Okay, let's make these holiday jam thumbprint cookies. You will make about 24 of them if you follow this recipe the way I have this. This is very simple, this one here. You're going to preheat your oven to 350, and whether it be parchment paper or the baking mats, either one would be good. Okay, so again, just going back to the butter and the sugar, this one takes 5 minutes of doing this. So I said, you guys don't want to see that for 5 minutes. So right before we went on, I beat this for about 5 minutes, okay? Just want to get it nice and light, okay? So it is 2/3 of a cup of the sugar. So 2 of these, 2 1/3. Make sure you use the full amount of sugar, because if you don't, the texture and the moistness of the cookie, scone, bread will come out very different, okay? And then you want 3/4 of a cup of softened butter. So it is a stick and a half, okay, 3/4 of a cup. So I beat that already. So I am going to start adding in here the egg.
Heather said, thank you, Chef Rob. It's been a wonderful 2 years.
Thank you, Heather. Thanks so much. You guys don't make me cry, all right? Don't you do that to me. I'm going to take 1 egg. Let's drop that in here.
Elisa X, can you give me the name of one of your libraries that is not on Long Island that will register a person for your online program who's not a member of the library? That would be a great way for me to attend your programs once in a while.
Elise, I really think there are many libraries out there that will, if you're from out of state, that you can get into, whether it's for Zoom, especially Facebook. Facebook, it's just open to you. But reach out to the libraries that you see on this page today, okay, that are doing this program. And then I also do monthly the Taft Public Library. So anybody wants to see it, that one I'm doing next Thursday, December 15th. And that is where I'm doing the lemon blizzard cookies and the Tuscan chicken stew. If you call them, you get the recipe, send you the Zoom link, all that, okay? So I just add the egg to the butter and sugar mixture here. This beat for about 5 minutes. You can put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla seeds from the beans, or about 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Okay, and just beat this until it's combined. And then you're gonna stop. Okay, we're gonna get the dry ingredients now. Again, 1 3/4 cups of flour. So I have my 1 cup. You want it light, you don't want it packed. And then my 1/4 cup and a 1/2 cup. Gonna take a little bit of baking powder, so 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, nice and level. And then fine salt, which is the table salt. Okay, so that's 1/2 teaspoon. And just kind of bring this all together. And don't forget this one, it doesn't need to go in the refrigerator. You can have the oven turned on now, 350. Okay, now we're slowly just going to add this in here. You can add it in like 2 batches. Okay, so putting like 1/2 of the amount And then just beat it until it's combined, and then add the remaining part of it, okay? When we have this dough all together, we're gonna make it into 1-inch balls, okay? And then we're gonna roll these into granulated sugar. Just gives the outside of it a nice little coating, a little sweetness. Okay, now add the remaining flour mixture. Now you could use always a stand mixer or the hand one. Just whenever you're buying like a hand mixer, you want it to have enough power. Because if you're using a thicker dough, what's going to happen is it burns out the motor very quickly. So always kind of check the wattage when you're buying your next hand mixer. Because I've had some that were very, very strong. I had a Cuisinart one that was very strong. Then I had this one, the KitchenAid, is okay, but it could be better. But I'm using it until it's gone. Okay, make sure you get everything from the bottom all combined, because I could see a little bit of flour mixture down there, so I just want to kind of toss that in here. Okay, there we are. And then just unplug it, because you got to get the stuff out of the batter. Okay. So I hope some of these you make these. Go back on our page to last year's Cookie Festival, the year before's Cookie Festival. So if you're looking for different recipes to try out, while we're kind of doing this, and I'm going to roll some of these, and since this is our last food festival, tell me what was your favorite recipe that you ever made, or if you came to my classes, what was your most favorite recipe? And I would love to hear that one, Rob, was your most horrible class. Oh my God, don't ever do that again, Rob.
I actually have a list of those. No,
Ouch.
I made them ahead. No.
So I'm going to roll these into 1-inch balls, okay? And I'm going to put these on a prepared pan. So move all this out of here. Is anybody out there saying, I would like to drop by for some cookies later? Anybody out there saying that? Some of you would have a hard time because you're from far away.
Linda said, Chef Rob, Chris, and the libraries are the best. They all help many people tremendously and were a lifeline during the lockdown of the pandemic.
That's very kind. And the libraries do a tremendous amount, and you have no idea how hard they work in that. I've done this for 11 years at the libraries. And I want to say I missed maybe 4 classes out of maybe, I have to do close to 400 classes a year.
You missed 4? How dare you?
I missed 4. So if I missed 4, you knew I was not good that day to get there. Or I'm not counting snow days, which has only been a few, believe it or not. So I'm going to take this. You can use a cookie scoop, ice cream scoop, and now just roll this into the sugar.
Susan said my favorite recipe is the shrimp dish from Santorini, Greece.
Oh, okay. I'm going to bring that one to the libraries and do that one. But I know, Susan, you're moving, so I'll have to come visit you. Susan, is it North Carolina that you're moving to?
Yes, and also she said Chris should make a blooper reel of the past 2.5 years. Trust me, Susan, I am working on it.
So, Susan, what makes you think there might have been a blooper?
Those YouTube videos we make,
oh, God.
There's a lot of mess-ups, and boy, do I have them all.
Yeah, Chris does have a lot of bloopers. On me.
Let's see. Susan said, I like strawberry festival bread among many recipes. Your classes have been great. I really appreciate you and Chris. I will miss you.
Oh,
Emily said, I cannot drive. So, yeah, she'll be doing a lot of whatever virtual we have. Hope you can join.
All right.
And Pat said, cranberry chocolate chip scones were my favorite. My family loves them.
Cranberry chocolate chip scones. Boy, yes. That was one of the first ones I ever did when I went to the libraries. And now, this February at some of the libraries, I'm actually doing that same recipe, but I'm doing it with dried cherries. So, check out some of the Long Island libraries. Go ahead, Chris.
I thought you were right about the North Carolina. That's where Susan visited, but she said Yorktown, Virginia, not far from Busch Gardens in Williamsburg.
Oh, okay.
Emily said I like the skillet chicken, and Linda said Irish soda bread muffins were great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, just for you to get an idea of how to do this, just roll this 1-inch balls, put them into some granulated sugar, okay. Spread them out about 2 inches apart. I'm just going to finish this up here. And now I'm just going to take my thumb, because they are Thumbprint cookies, and you're just going to go about a 1/2 inch deep. Go ahead, Chris. I'm afraid of this one.
Apparently,
you're laughing.
Your wife said that she loves the apple crumb pie.
The apple crumb pie, yes. And thank you, wifey.
Which part more, the pie or the crumbs?
She likes the crumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have to reply. I just know.
Heather said, love the tomato blue cheese relish. Monmouth County Library said they were all great.
Tomato blue cheese relish. So, wow. Heather, that was online, right? I'm trying to think what I did that with. Did I do that like with a pork or a chicken? Something like that?
And also, Miss Fox said, I've enjoyed the scone recipes too. Those have been some of the best, and the Fox family enjoys them right away. Hi, Chris. Hi, Miss Fox. How are you?
How are you?
Congratulations on the baby.
Yes. Diane, how are you? So great to see you and see the boys and your daughter. So wonderful. I miss you guys there. So, but I was glad to see you the other day there. So these are the Thumbprint cookies, just like this. Okay. So go about a 1/2 inch here. Any jam preserve will do. Okay. A tip. I don't typically make these a lot. My wife was saying when she makes them, she uses a little measuring scoop, because she has a regular teaspoon, a tablespoon. It kind of goes over the side. So I went and I got one of these that I, of course, have, and put it right in there, and they just bake so good. Chris, what's going on there? I hear you laughing.
No, not from a comment.
Oh.
Heather said, I think you did it with the rosemary chicken.
Yes, thank you, Heather. That you are so right. Yes.
But yeah, like I said the other day, we should definitely do one where we add peanut butter to this batter. Then you add the jelly. It's peanut butter and jelly Thumbprint cookies.
Yes. Okay, and now I'm going to add some apricot. So I got some strawberry. I have some apricot. Okay, and this will make 30 of these.
And I won't have to worry about you taking it because you don't like peanut butter.
No, I don't.
Can you guys believe it? He doesn't like peanut butter, and he's not even allergic. Crazy.
It's just not for me. And I'm sure a lot of people will get a kick out of this. I've never had a drop of coffee in my life.
You haven't even had a sip?
No.
Okay, we're going to Starbucks later.
All right, you're treating?
Yeah.
Doing the layaway plan?
Yeah, $10 a cup.
Okay, so this is the way they will look, okay? And you're going to bake these for only like 8 to 10 minutes. Just check them out. They should have golden edges on it, okay?
The Monmouth County Library said, wow, great idea. Fran said, that sounds good, Chris. Susan said, so many great recipes. I filled 3 binders with all of the classes I've attended with you. That's crazy.
See, I heard the store was out of binders, so that's why I was ending this, because I know you have to search for binders. And everybody, this is the Holiday Jam Thumbprint cookies. So I made some strawberry ones earlier, some apricot, and of course any kind that you want to make. Okay.
Elisa said, my favorite recipe is your panzanella salad. I've made it many times and everyone loves it.
Well, thank you so much for that. Did I that one at your...
Otis Library said, what? Drinking it.
I really don't drink anything warm. If I ever do, it's hot chocolate maybe once a year, and it's after you come in from shoveling the snow. It's the only time.
Patty said, I like that idea. Peanut butter and jelly cookies. Great idea, Chris. You know what? Starting next month, I'm going to have my own food festival since someone doesn't want to do it anymore.
No.
He'll do the filming, I'll do the cooking.
He's going to put me out of business.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Emily said, yummy. Long Branch Library said, can you make those with lemon curds?
Oh, absolutely. And that's actually a really great idea. Put the lemon curd in there. They would taste so good.
Miss Fox said, I don't like peanut butter either, but no coffee? Oh no, I wouldn't survive without coffee. Elisa said you made it at the Port Jeff Library when I was there.
Okay, which was quite a while ago.
And Miss Fox said those cookies look fantastic.
Thank you so much. And what did we... I made you the Tuscan chicken stew, right, Diane? At the West Islip Library. The Tuscan chicken stew? Yes, it was. That's right. So you had lunch there that day. So everybody, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for these couple of years watching the food festival that we have done. Chris and I couldn't have done it without Chris. I can't tell you the request I get when Chris is at, when I go to the library and they say, oh, Chris didn't come. Almost like it's only going to be so-so now, the program. You know? But we have fun together. We've had fun doing this. Good, right?
Monmouth County Library said thanks for Chris and Chef Rob. See how my name was first. We've enjoyed your food festivals and in recipes. We'll miss you.
Thank you so much.
Oh wait, no, I went to the next comment. Sorry. They also said Happy New Year to everyone watching today. Bigelow Library said, thank you so much, Chef Rob and Chris. We've enjoyed your food festivals and recipes. We'll miss you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure working with you. And we'll work together again.
Matt Milanese said, hi, Chef Rob. You're a great baker.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Matt.
Long Branch said, thank you. Otis Library said, thank you so much. You guys are a blast and the recipes are fantastic. Linda said, thank you. Susan said, thank you for the past 2+ years of sharing your love of cooking and baking. Thank you, Chef Rob and Chris.
Thank you. Actually, I have to say something to the Otis Library because there was about 2 years ago, we did our class together virtually. And I always said to any of the libraries I've worked with out of state, I said, whenever I'm going by, I'm going to stop by. I was coming back from Vermont, and we were so close to stopping at your library, stopping in there just to say hello and all that. And we kind of looked at the ferry schedule, and we said, we can make the earlier ferry and that. So we ended up getting the earlier ferry, which was wonderful, but I did not get to come in and see
But next time.
you. But I know you're right over the ferry, so I will come in and say hello to you. And thank you for everything. Everybody out there, thank you for watching. To all your libraries, pleasure working with you. Thank you so much. Everybody, happy and healthy New Year. Enjoy your holiday.